Hello viewers, today we're going to be changing out the ceiling fan in the living room. We're going to execute a pretty widely requested setup, which will be a Casablanca Panama. I have two of them. I have a two-tone polished brass and copper one, which is a little bit older. And then I have a polished brass only one, which is a little bit newer. And we're going to install the polished brass one today. So we've got to get it out. Does this happen to be the light? Yeah, it does. What are the odds? This is the light that we're going to use. I can't believe that was easy to find like that. Unreal. Appears to be disassembled, so we'll have to reassemble that. We also have to make a selection on what blades we're going to use. I have a handful of different blades. I have a high gloss walnut set, which are really nice blades, but they don't match anything in this room. And I have the set of blades I got new with the Panama back in the 2010s, which is an antique oak matte finish, which is probably similar in tone to the trim in here. And then I also have a set of antique oak that's high gloss, which is probably what we're going to go with. And it is hot in the house. It feels good down here. It's pretty warm upstairs. It's like 80-something% humidity too, which is kind of unpleasant. So tonight, I think we're going to have to shut on the air conditioners because it's supposed to be in the 90s tomorrow and very humid. So the Panama is somewhere over here. So it might take a minute to get to it. This is probably going to be a very long episode. This isn't great, but remember, this is many times better than it was before. Hard to believe as that might be. Still got to put this stupid thing up in the living room too. That's why I haven't put that back away yet. A waste of time that install is going to be. It would be funny to make a stupid video where it's like, you know, we replace the Panama with that because it says, oh, compare it with you know, a $500 ceiling fan or whatever on the ad. Stupid. I better make sure I have a telephone over here because someone's going to call me as soon as I block myself in over there. Wind Dance POS. What's the model? POS 16. You know what's funny about that is that a bunch of people had to sit in like this big fancy table, all these exotic, in some exotic office, people wearing shirt and ties, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and that model number gets proposed, and they all say, "Let's sell it," and nobody says, maybe we should pick something different." Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. What the heck? Okay, we're getting closer. I just saw it a couple days ago, and I thought it was over here in this area somewhere. Maybe it's not over here. Did I pull it out proactively? No shot. We got to get all the way over here for the blades anyways. But I don't see it over here. There it is. This was purchased from Claff's, which is a lighting showroom in 2011. So this was installed in the summer of 2011. And this was purchased after the Hunter beacon hell that I had developed the infamous bearings click. Alright, so now I gotta get back just one more shelf, so I'll pull this one out. This system is actually pretty good, I think, considering the size of the room and the shape of the room. I really think that this is probably the best thing we can come up with in terms of storage efficiency. These rolling shelves. This being here is a bummer because you lose the top couple inches, but other than that, this is actually fairly easy to use. And if those ceiling fans weren't there, which they don't belong there, this would be even easier. Take those down. Like I said, these don't belong here anyways. Install these somewhere. These are cool fans. Oh, come on. Is this sweating yet? That's the water intake pipe. Sometimes if it's really humid, that'll sweat if I'm using a lot of water. This one has a lot of cordless phones. I like cordless phones so much. Okay, now we can get to the blades. I gotta pull this shelf out, move this one over. This is quite the production here. We gotta get this on camera one of these days too. What the heck? Why is that like that? We just get one day around here without something breaking. Just checking to see if there's any other landscaping lights. I know I have another set of landscaping lights somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Okay, so now we have to do a lot of sorting through here. I want to go through at some point and spend some time reorganizing this so that everything has tabs like this, because this, although this is going to take some time to put all these labels on here, it'll save so much time. Like, I actually ironically enough, I did the one that we're looking for. Antique oak, high gloss, that's what we want. Well, if that's not enough evidence to spend an hour or two relabeling all these things, I'm not sure what is. I think that'll be worth every minute we spend on this project. That just saved so much time. Okay, so these are the blades I think that we're going to use. It's psychotic to live like this. Well, we're going to keep doing it anyways, because that's the way it is. Oh yeah, these are going to look nice in that room. That's all like a perfect match for that room. Very, very good. All right, we'll use these blades. As much as I'm really not a Casablanca person, I do like those high gloss blades. So now we just need to find the shades for the light, which I think it's going to be in one of those two boxes on the right. There's actually a third box over there, which they could be in. See this over here? This is the abyss where if this gets pushed too far, or any of these cables get pushed too far, this is the abyss where things fall, and then I have to go through this whole operation to get the stuff out. So when I say if this falls, it's like a half an hour operation. It's no exaggeration. Media mail. Remember that trash? I don't think this is going to have these shades in here. Well, this is an entire light. No, this is not what I'm thinking of. This is an entire kit, which is useful, but not in this case. I'm looking for a specific box which is similar to this one, that's just comprised of lights. It might be this one. That looks like a hurricane lamp. These are beautiful shades. I think I don't have a full set of them though. That's something different. That's not it. And I don't think it's going to be in this box. I feel like they were in a separate box by themselves. It might be. It might be in their own separate box. Why this is not labeled. I don't think that this is light shades though. That's something else. Okay. Not good. Well, that was off to a good start, but now the progress has halted. Ironically, I actually wanted to put these somewhere yesterday. I want to put those in the studio lights, the hanging lights in the studio. Okay, that's not a project for today though. Okay, I think that they're going to be over here. I know I've seen them recently. I know they're over here. I just have to figure out where. That box might contain them. If that box doesn't contain them, I really feel like I saw them in their own separate box. I don't think that they're going to be over here. I think that they're somewhere else. These shades are kind of rare, so I wouldn't be surprised if I did pack them up in their own separate box for extra security. That crust is just barely clean. Okay, here are some, no, it's not going to be in here either. It's not going to be in here. These are globes, not shades. Okay, so I know it's over here because I've seen it recently. It's just a question of where the heck's it at. Unfortunately, the only answer to that question is to open and shut every box around here until we find it. But we know it's not on that shelf, and we know it's not on this shelf. It's probably not on that shelf because that should be all phones. It's probably not on this shelf because this should be all phones. That's too small for it to be in there. I'm going to say we got to start on this shelf and go over. It's probably not on this shelf either because this should be all phones as well. Hampton Bay. Hey, what's this? Landscape lights. There we go. Well, this is not what I was thinking of, but we could use these on the deck. Cool. We can definitely use those on the deck. And this we can use with ceiling fans. Okay, it's not on this shelf. It's not going to be in here, is it? No. It's definitely not going to be in this shelf. This is all cordless phones. Some of them are corded. That's too long. That's not it. That's a fan. That's not it. Is this busted? Yep. No surprise there. Oh, you're kidding. Tell me this is this a backup? I knew I had one somewhere. Here's the backup. Now this is, I would have preferred to put this up on the peak over the touch and glow because I know these are reliable. Well, if it goes out again, now I know where the spare is. This is too heavy to be the, I was looking for one of these recently. Worst computer mouse in the world, but it's good for video editing, I guess. It's not good for anything else. Not good for email, not good for web browsing, not good for file exploring, not good for looking at pictures, not good for sending instant messages, not good for adjusting system settings. It's not good for anything except for video editing. Alright, there's a good chance that it might be behind here because there's more ceiling fans, and I tried to categorize everything as much as possible. I'm not going to be able to get out of here now. This is not working. That can't come out. This is stuck. We got to rework this area of pedestal fans now to the new system. Okay, I thought it might be over here, but it's not over here. Is it on here? That's too small for it to be that. That actually would be useful right about now. Not over here. Okay, so it's not over here. It's not in this, not in that shelf. And okay, so we'll put this back. That's the way it gets. I thought it looked like that, but I really hope that they were not a figment of my imagination and not actually over here. That unfortunately is always a possibility. I did that with the Chatham too. I thought that Chatham was here, but the Chatham was not here. That third Chatham was a figment of my imagination. Ding, 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 ding. It sounds like a bell in here. Here they are. These are the shades I wanted. So this time it was not a figment of my imagination. They were here. Start here. Tell me where to start. Oh, but if you started there, you would have found it first. Yeah, no kidding. It's not helpful information at this point in time. Now we have to hope that this all goes back and still fits, because I took way more out of here than what I was hoping to do, because now we've lost the ordering of the way this went. But it doesn't matter, because we got what we needed. That was what had to happen to accomplish the task. So if the ordering is lost, then the ordering is lost. We'll just have to find it. I can use that thing right about now. That's a small dehumidifier with the smallest rotary compressor inside I've ever seen. No, it's not a Rotorex, unfortunately. That would be cool though. I have a bad feeling about this not fitting back here the way it's supposed to. I better make sure all 40s are actually in the box first. Yeah, there's 4 there. Okay. I gotta wash these, they're very dusty. Haven't been used in several years. Okay, one more of these will slip in there. How many did we take out? That one has to go back. This one goes there, that one goes there. That one goes back. This one went there. I think we're okay. I guess we'll find out momentarily. This is another street light, but it's fluorescent. It's not high pressure sodium. This caster is busted. I gotta replace that. It's not a good shelf for the caster to be broken either, because it constantly moves. And it's coming out to get to anything, so the fact that that's busted is really not good. It's not like it broke 7 or 8 months ago and still hasn't been fixed. Oh, come on. Whoa. Okay, this is back to the way that it was. And now we have everything that we need to proceed. We have light shades. We have the light. Uh-oh. Where's the light? I think I put it upstairs already. Hopefully I put it upstairs and I did not inadvertently put it back on the shelving somewhere. And then we got through all this, go through all that again to try to get it back. Back. Okay. These are really dirty. What the heck? These should really pass through the dishwasher. That's the easiest way to clean these up, and it typically works very well. But given that we're about to perform the install now, and it will probably take a couple hours for the units to pass through the dishwasher, we're not going to do that. We'll just do it manually. So I had this in my bedroom in the 2010s with these same shades, the same light. I originally had no light for it, and we might test both light and no light configurations in the living room, but I think with the light looks a little bit more fancy. So we'll start with that. Fills in the ceiling a little bit better. one still has a part of a price tag on it. This one is particularly filthy. Okay, the shades are all cleaned up now. Let those dry and then we'll put them on the fan later. I gotta get the box for the kebabzer. I'll do that while we're down here. I think the box is somewhere right here. It was anyways. It no longer is. What the heck? Oh, there it is. We're gonna have to put on some serious fanage in here. This is not even really going to do much because it's so humid there's not going to be any evaporation taking place. So the cooling effect of that fan is going to be very limited. I will probably have to start up the air conditioner tonight. What is temperature? 71 over 82. That's pretty disagreeable. 82% is high. It probably would make more sense to shut on the air conditioner now. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna take a break from this video, start up the air conditioner, and then we'll come back on this video and maybe not sweat as much as we go through this process. Okay, we got the air conditioner conditioning I need to wash the table because there's some sticky junk on the table for some reason. And then we can finally get started. We won't have to sweat while we're doing it either, which is nice. Although, certainly got to pay for it. And speaking of paying for things, I guess I should shut off this computer. Dang pollen. Okay, now we'll get the tool of the belt. The ladder's already up here. Okay, we are going to need the electric screwdriver, which is now in good working order. We'll need some of the bits that bite. Bring a couple of regular screwdrivers. Oh, we're going to have to do a long wire setup. Okay, that's fine. It's just going to add to the time it takes, that's all. So we're going to need we'll need some wire cutters then. I don't know if we might need a wrench. And we might need to cut something. Certainly going to need these. Okay, I think that should be everything. I'll have to go get some wire. I forgot about that. I don't think that it has, maybe it does. I don't think that it has long lead wires. Pretty sure it doesn't. Oh, we also need a down rod too. Did I leave that piece of wire over here? That would have been very advantageous if I did. No. Of course not. Is this? That's one of the new ones. Which one is opened? All four are shut? How could that be? Is this one shut too? No, this one is not shut. This one is open. This one is still shut. All right, I'll wait and see what kind of wire is on there before I go and spend the time getting some pieces. Don't want to get something we don't need. That would be pointless. Well, I guess let's start with getting the existing unit down, and then we will deal with whatever challenges arise with the next one. Okay, that's dirty. And those two are dirty. Those were used to take the grommets out of those fans. So we'll use those for something else. That was used for taking the grommets out of the hunters. Look at that condensation pouring out of there. It's amazing. You might as well put this on too. I'm just watching for that to ice up. It will eventually ice up when it gets into the 60s. It's 68 now. A couple more degrees, it'll probably start to ice up, which is normal. It's an air conditioner, not a refrigerator. I really enjoyed this in here. This is nice. Very nostalgic, very powerful. Excellent fan. I would definitely use this one again. I quite like this rubber reverse switch. It's very cool. Accu arm so the screws don't get lost. Absolutely brilliant. Highly underrated feature. It's unusual for it to be cool up here. Usually it's hot up here, summer and winter. Can't reach the screw with this. Need the extension. Great. How the heck do I have a longer bit in there? That bites. Oh, we don't really need it for this, I guess. this screw is invoked because the rod is the wrong size. This does not belong with it. That moisture's still pouring out of there. It's not iced up yet. Okay, so this hardware has nothing to do with the fan. That software does. All the blades. Irons. Is this the software? No. There's the bright light. Why is that not going down all the way? Oh, does the switch cap not stay on? Maybe it doesn't. I just realized we're going from a Panama vent fan, which is arguably a Panama copy, to an actual Panama. This probably goes around there too. Okay, there is one extra canopy screw in there, which is good. We didn't use it because it wasn't machined very well and didn't line up. And we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 blade screws. 3 screws for the switch housing, 1 for the down rod, 2 rod things, and 1 clip thing. Alright, all the software is accounted for. 2 pull fobs. I like those pull fobs. Okay. So now we've got the switch housing that's got to go somewhere. And where the heck did the irons go? If I recall correctly, there was something odd about the placement of the irons. That was stupid. Well, they can't have gone... I guess that doesn't go there, or this has to go in first to get it to shut. So it has to go all the way down. There's really nowhere for the irons to go down in the bottom part. They have to go up top. There's all this stuff that fell. We've got the up rod. think that that goes there. You know what's causing all this trouble? Is this all this dang extra stinking this? This is causing all the trouble. I feel like this isn't original. Was this tampered with? Or did I open this? It doesn't look tampered with. It's hard to say. It doesn't really look original to me. If it is original, it's causing a whole host of problems. Yeah, now that goes down nicely. There's the staple, very important. Okay, so with that out of the way, is it possible for that to go there? No, it definitely does not go there. That can go there by itself, I suppose. And there's some way that that could fit in there. That can't be how it was. Wow. That would work. Well, needless to say, the packaging on this one is not very intuitive. Now, of course, there's always the, oh, just go back and look at the video. Who the heck wants to do that? Okay. I don't know what these are for. We'll just put them in there for now. And I find all this bubble paper very out of the ordinary. It just doesn't seem right. It's getting a little too cold in here. I'm going to switch that air conditioner off. Probably already racked up several dollars in usage. I think it iced up at this point anyways. What a bizarre packing method. I don't know, this is the same type of bubble paper as that, so it's not inconceivable that it came out of there, but I don't see how it fits. I do think that this came with it now, but I don't know where the heck how it goes in there. It's a mystery to me. Let's see if we can just jam it in there for now. That's the best solution I have at this time. Okay, that was a bit of a mystery, but it's solved. Now let's move on to this. Ooh, AdvanTouch. I suppose we could actually use the the stupid wall control in here, but I just don't care to. So we're going to need this ball. Yeah, I'm getting tired of listening to that operate so obscurely. I'm not sure if the rod is going to have a spot for that grounding thing or not. Okay, so we're not going to be using that this time around. We need this stupid thing for this stupid hang false trash. A dumb canopy. I actually legitimately don't like these canopies. I don't feel like this is very easy to install. Just my personal preference. Motor shield. What the heck is it shielding the motor from? Wires look like they're gone. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. What in the world? Okay, unfortunately they're very short. I'm not surprised. Okay, we gotta go get some wires. I got a piece of wire. Because it's only a 2-wire, we can just use something like this, make it a little bit easier. That time the wire passed through the down rod easily like I would expect it to. I don't know why sometimes it gets stuck. And we need an Allen key. I was not expecting to need that. Do we happen to have the right one up here? We might. Could it be this one? No. Could it be this one? No. Go fart in the bag. Useless for this application. Totally useless. I'll go get the right tool. Ah, it's nice and humid in this part of the house. Just the way Russ likes it. This is very similar to the... I'm paying to run this street light for no reason. This is very similar to the way that Hunter has the downrod apparatus set up. I don't like it for the same reason that I don't like it on Hunter's. Okay. Great. Now I think we should try to get the light fit on here before we put it on the ceiling. This is very dirty. I need to clean this up a little bit. All that dirt's going to show in a bright room like this when the sun is coming in during the daytime. I don't know what that is. It's almost like a little bit sticky. I'll have to remember to clean this off pretty good when we're done with this before we put it back away. I don't want whatever that is to sit on there long term. It's not going to result in anything good. Okay, so this light attaches kind of weird if I recall correctly. Of course, I'm sure it's not just normal way because it's Casablanca. Oh yeah, there's got to be something weird about it for sure. I think this is actually a legitimate Casablanca light. Yeah, it's gotta be. Why are there two holes there? How the heck does this work? Is that really just... No. That can't be right. Does this really just... Oh, the holes are for the stinking lights. Duh. But how the flip does this go? Does it really just... I find that hard to believe, but it's just a Casablanca. It's not anything, you know, Hampton Bay. I just don't see, like, there's no... There's no threads or anything that would allow screws to pass, so I feel like that has to be. It just has to push in there like that. I don't see how else it would work. Well, I guess we better get the actual light on there first before we do anything we have to undo. See, that's the scratched up rings on there. That's from having a regular light on there and putting it down too far on. That's why I always leave it loose. That's cool. Whatever that was can just go fart in a bag and we'll deal without it. Okay, so I think what happens next is this goes like this, and then now these screws that were previously outside go inside like this. Well, that's not an option because those screws went all the way down and didn't contact anything. Are some of these, is there a longer set of screws in here that would be used for this? There has to be. It's gotta have another set of screws somewhere. I know that these are all for the canopy. This is all for the blades. And that's for the blades to the motor. So is there something else in here that's longer? I feel like these might do it. Are these the same thread as this? Skunks fart in the woods. No, that's not the way this works. This has to go through that stupid cap has got to go on before the screws do, which means now I have to try to play with all these wires here to get this connectioned. I don't like this, but it's still not as bad as the camera on yet. We've got a ways to go still. Yeah, this is pretty bad. It's not impossible, but it's not great. It's not great at all. It's getting hot now. I'm going to shut this on. I don't want the camera to overheat. Could the leads have been a little bit shorter? They're just a little bit too long to be convenient. If they were a little bit shorter, they'd just be so much better. Why is this so short? That is stupid. Sounds like a snake in here. You know what the problem is? The people that decided to make the wires this short, I'd probably never install a ceiling fan. And therefore don't know just how annoying that decision was. Okay, so now this stupid thing has to go on here like this, I think. That stupid tab goes there, that stupid tab goes there. Then this stupid thing, I feel like this should allow these screws to pass through. But the screws have to go there, and this is going to put it not there. I want the screws to be like right there. But the tabs don't allow for that. You know, and maybe I'm not understanding this correctly, but I feel like this screw should go through there and then grab like that. But that's not possible because the tabs, or can we just ignore those stupid tabs and put it on however the heck I feel like it? And we're going to do that. Well, no, it's not long enough. Okay, so this is user error. It might not actually be that difficult if I understood the way that it was supposed to work. If this goes here like this, that's not possible. So how are you supposed to connect this stupid light to this stupid switch housing if these screws are too long and the other ones are too short? According to this thing, those tabs, this would screw into there, so that makes sense. But how the heck do you connect the stupid light to the stupid switch housing then? Is it raining? It sounds like it's raining. I guess not. This is just, it's not an option. The screw, it doesn't go in any further than that. And this is now loose, so I don't think, if we can force it one or two more turns, then maybe. Let's see, will this go on with that like that? Probably not. Huh, it actually does. Well, I don't think that that's correct because it's not lining up properly. To these screws, maybe? These don't look like ones that would have come with it, but maybe I put those in there for a reason. Maybe that's the screws that we're going to use. Now I forced that in there, which is never the correct course of action. That was stupid to do that. Turn that off. Yeah, these screws definitely did not come with it. but I bet I found those and used them just because they happened to work. There you go. 2 screws that happen to work but didn't come with the fan. Okay. Now that makes sense. So then this trash goes on to finish up the connection, to complete the fix-up. Can't have my bit, stupid switch housing. Okay, so after all that, the lights are on and this is loose. Okay, let's tighten that up so it doesn't just fall. Okay. All right, I think that's good now. And these screws are all mismatched, so I must have just blasted in there whatever I had. Good enough. It's just cheesy plastic things. Okay. Now let's get this ball back on top of the canopy here, and let's see if there's a hookup for this grounding wire or not. Are you sure it's not raining? It really sounds like it's raining. Yeah, it is raining. Alright, my ears aren't broken. It's raining. And my dang chair and my dang table are outside. Rats. My dang chair is wet. And it's never going to dry off at this rate. It's like 100% humidity probably now that it started raining. Dang chair is wet. The dang table's wet. Yeah, it's raining pretty good out there. Okay. And the screw is no longer with this. Did it fall or is it up on top of the table? That might be it. I think it fell. We might not find out until tomorrow because it's dark in here. Well, I'll try to see if this will screw into the rod. It might be the right size. No, I guess it is the right thing. Okay. Connections on the rod have been made. So now let's put this goofy mounting hardware up there. I'm glad it's raining. We need the rain. The ground is very dry and parched. What a stupid design. If this happens to push over, it's going to fall through that keyhole. This trash ought to be recalled too, just for stupidity. Wow. I hate this mounting bracket. I don't trust it at all. Very, very flaky. Very flaky. Not fond of the it. Not really fond of this either, the way this works. And again, that's just a matter of personal preference. Some people like it and think it's fantastic, and that's fine. You're entitled to a difference in opinion. The only thing I do like about this mounting system is that the canopy can be brought up pretty close to the ceiling in just about every case. You know, a lot of times there's a gap, and you can eliminate that gap in most cases with one of these canopies. But that's pretty much the only thing I like about these. It does align easier than you might expect, but I still don't like the it. This camera's still working properly. Microphone's charged up. Actually filming. Yes, but the battery's at 6%. I gotta change it. Definitely not gonna finish this with 6% of the battery left. No chance. Okay, we got a new camera battery and we're ready to bring this up and hang it. The down rod's the correct size, correct fit, so everything is pretty firm in the way that it should be. Ow, come on, buddy, keep it together, we're almost done. Okay, that's latched in place. Have to move the ladder a little bit, that's fine. Alright, so we have no light connection. It's just a 2-wire. You know, because why be standard? Why match the configuration that every other ceiling fan uses? I should really just convert this to 4-speed at this point. I'd use it a lot more if it was a 4-speed. Stinking morning on there. Morning can go fart in a bag. It's a good thing I brought those scissors. We've got to cut something. Things are ridiculous. I still don't understand how these things are UL certified. I think they're crazy. There's a convenience factor to them, and they're saving the wiring, but I think they're crazy in terms of safety. I would certainly not want my house wired with these things. Okay, we're ready to shut the canopy. Ow. Come on, buddy, don't break. You just gotta last another like 20 minutes. Ow. This isn't the right screw, is it? What the heck screw is this? A wasted trip up and down the ladder. I know what this screw is from. This is from the Gebebzer down rod, because it did not have the correct thing. Oh, and it's already running because, ooh, intelligent touch, duh. Oh. I thought I felt some vibration up here. I says, what the heck, why is the building vibrating? Yeah, that's why, because it's already on. Because, you know, electronics controls. guess I'll go shut the power off now to get it to stop. Because I'm not going to be able to put the blades on with it running. I mean, I could try, but I don't think it's going to go well. Stupid electronic controls. Okay. Let's get these blades put together, these electronic blades. Yeah, that's a pretty good match. Looks nice. Wow, those are nice blades. Too bad they attach to something so ridiculous. Jeez, this is filthy. I did not do a good job cleaning this at all. I wonder if I was in a rush when I put this away because of the move. That's very possible. That's not like me to not have cleaned this up well before putting it away. It's very unlike me. This is very dusty. Well, this was used in the bedroom for several years, so it's definitely got some hours on it. It was used in both 3 and 4 blade configurations over the years, with and without light. Saw quite a few different configurations of this. I remember seeing the Panama out in the wild in white quite frequently, and it was always without the light. So I do want to probably try this without the light as well. These blades did not come with the fan. I got these blades afterwards. When I got this at that showroom, I wanted to get these high gloss blades, and they were out of them. the antique oak, so I had to get them in regular finish, and then later on I got these in high gloss, and then I think that other Panama I have came with the walnut high gloss. There's a stinking bug in here now. You know, that bugs me. Haha! Ugh. Okay, the blades are all attached. There is nothing like these high gloss blades. These are really nice. Okay, here's the screws. Are they the regular size? Of course not! Why the heck would they be? Get in there. Wish this had Ecuorn. So this is a 4.5 motor, and I think that I don't remember now. It's got all these stupid shapes on here. I think the circular holes are 4 blades? I mean, are 5 blades, and then let's see, that would be that's too far apart. Yeah, I think that the circular holes are 5 blades, I think. Why be normal? Do not want that hitting that ladder like that. So that would hit that hole and that hole and that hole. Yeah, I think we've got it right. I don't know. I think we've got it right, but I'm not completely certain. Yeah, that's got to be correct for it to have lined up together like that. Oh, what the heck? Okay, good. It lines. I thought it wasn't lining up. Is something wrong here? Something's not right. Well, what the heck? There's no other option. Something is off with this. Oh no. Is it okay? I can't tell. Something weird is up with the stinking. What are you got all those daggone shapes on there for? It's not geometry, it's a stinking ceiling fan. Why are there so many extra blade screws? That doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to use 4 and 5 blades at the same time? I guess technically you do that. I wonder if the flywheel's gonna break. You're kidding. What? Why is it? That's the wrong screw. What the heck is that stupid screw for? At least the flywheel's not broken. That was my first thought. The whole thing came out of the flywheel. There's still 5 extra blade screws, which just doesn't make any sense. Why are there so many extra blade screws? Didn't come with any extra blades. Okay, blades are all attached. Now we've got to get light the shades. Oh yeah, these look much better now that they're clean. Excellent. Okay, now we need to get some incandescent light bulbs. And I think for the sake of time, since it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning at this point, that's only one. I think for the sake of time, I'm just going to grab the incandescent bulbs from the fan. Incandescent. Incandescent, that's kind of a little bit loose there, not good. Incandescent. Incandescent. Alright, now we gotta get batteries for the stinking electronics controls. Ooh! The ghost of electronics controls passed because they all broke. And yes, these will be reused many, many times. Like everything else, nothing's thrown out around here until it's just completely used up beyond all recognition. Great batteries. I only have 2 batteries. You're kidding. That's not good. I only have 2. And these are Probably all spoiled. Where the heck are all the AAA batteries? Oh, these might be good enough. I don't know where all the AAA batteries are. It's a little concerning. Ooh, electronics! So much more reliable than just a regular mechanical switch. Oh, I love the beeps and clicks. Who doesn't like to hear fans beeping? That is so stupid. I never understood the point of that. It doesn't beep. Seems to be working pretty good. And it's in very good balance too. I was concerned that it was going to shake because it has shaken before, but I guess this is a good configuration for the blades. It's no more powerful than half the Hampton Bays I use. Okay. Let's tone down this incandescent Woohoo! That's so much better than just a light dimmer. Just keep me safe. Okay. Clearly, I need to take a break for dinner. So let's get this wrapped up here. It is very quiet, I'll give it that much. Very, very quiet. But then again, so are most of the Hampton Bays. I think those lock washers were supposed to go on the canopy screws. Oh well, might fall anyways. This looks really good in here. It's a good match. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Failure to read and didn't follow instructions on this ladder may result in injuries or death. keep this around for, I'm going to put this away. Makes good sense. Keep this around as well. That worked out very nicely. I definitely have to spend the time to label the rest of it. It would be time well spent. That can go in the garage. Nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with the fans. That all goes back downstairs. Okay, that completes the installation.